Hello, everybody, once again. Welcome to the WordPress tutorial series on how to make your own service-based website using WordPress. It's step-by-step, over the shoulder. I'm doing it live, doing it off the cuff just for you guys. Now, at this point, we've set up a WordPress install. We've set up hosting. We've created pages. We added pictures. We have manipulated some pictures. We added links. We explored themes and menus, all kinds of stuff. So you should be very far along at this point. In the last video, we actually got into how to embed YouTube videos, how to take a YouTube video and make it appear on your website. So that was huge. Now, we're going to get back into the WordPress dashboard, and I want to teach you guys about WordPress plugins. Okay, so that's what we're going to talk about in this video. So let's get started. All right, so we're back at the homepage of our website, mountainrestorationservices.com, our sample site here. So, still got a little bit of coffee left. Thank you for letting me drink this while we hang out. Okay, got a little liquid energy going on there. So we're going to talk about plugins, WordPress plugins. What's a plugin, and how can this help you? So, if you're not familiar with WordPress plugins, they're basically small little software programs. Some of them are free, some of them are paid. Okay, I'm going to give you a list of the ones that I like. There's thousands of them, hundreds of thousands of WordPress plugins. People are constantly there's probably 100 and 200, 300 new plugins a day that come out on the market. So you got to be careful. You got to be very selective on which plugins you use. Some of them are buggy and can hurt your site. Some of them are really good and they will do nothing but help you. So I'm going to get in here and show you some examples of plugins that I use for my websites and our client websites. And I'll show you what they do, how you can use them, and how you can find your own plugins and install your own plugins and just have a great time with your plugins. So let's go to the dashboard. Whenever we're working with WordPress, we like to go to the dashboard. So what we're going to do is on the left-hand side, you see where it says plugins? Let's click on that. This will give a list of installed plugins, all right? So there's two plugins that pop up automatically. I don't use either one of them. So what I do is I click check marks next to them, select delete, and then apply. Now they're gone. Now I have no plugins in my WordPress site right now, but I am going to add some. So let me grab my notes here. So the first one I like is a free one, and it's called Login Lockdown, and I'll explain that here. So in order to add, let's go through a little lesson on how to add a free WordPress plugin. So once you're in the plugin screen here, you go up here and click on Add New. Okay, and what happens is it'll give you a ton of free WordPress plugins. Okay, just like with themes, it's the same way with plugins. So you can search for the plugins. If you know of a plugin like the one I'm about to tell you, you got to search for it, install it, activate it. Sometimes there's settings that you got to change, sometimes not. But let's go through that. So the one that I'm talking about is called Login Lockdown. So I'm going to type in Login Lockdown. And so it's going to give you lots of different plugins with the word lock in it and or login in it. So, but this is the one I'm talking about right here. Now, notice down below every one of these plugins, it'll tell you, you can kind of rate how reliable the plugins are. So this one has 35, 4 and 5 stars. It has 200,000 plus active installs. That's a lot. This one only has 20,000. This one only has 20,000. This one has 500,000, and I know what this one's about, but it's a little bit complicated. A lot overkill for what I like, so I don't use that one. But this will give you an idea of, like this one only has 20 plus active installs, no reviews. I wouldn't use this one. Okay, that scares me there because it could be a buggy plugin that opens doors for hackers to get into your website, and maybe they don't support it. This one I've been using for years, and it's awesome. It protects the website. I'm going to explain that here. But first, you click on Install Now. I highly recommend you just get this plugin right off. Okay, installed. And then you activate it just like a theme, just like we did when we were installing and activating a theme. Okay, now when we're back on the plugin screen, and we have got a plugin called Login Lockdown. Now, what did that do? Okay, it basically adds a little extra level of security to my WordPress site. So what happens is, like, let me log out of my WordPress site first. Now I'm back in the login screen. So as a reminder to get here, you go to your website and then /wp-admin. That's how you get to your login screen for WordPress. All right. This is where you're going to put your username and password. Now you'll see where down here where it says login protected by login lockdown. That's what happens when we added that plugin. It put a little extra piece of programming that beefed up my WordPress security. So what happens is, if someone tries to log into my website and they fail like 3 times or more, then it'll lock them out for like a day. And why this is so important is because, and I don't know why WordPress doesn't just include this standard, like I've said with some other stuff, but they should, because what happens is most of the time when a website gets hacked into, it's done by just a computer program that's just scouring the internet for WordPress sites and trying, thousands of different usernames and password combinations. And weak usernames and passwords are going to sometimes they'll nail it, log in, hack the site, turn it into a spam machine, whatever hackers do. Whatever they get out of it, somehow they make money off it or just cause problems, whatever their goal is, it depends. But this will prevent that. So if this robot comes and tries to log into your website and tries 3 different times, and all of a sudden it's locked out. Okay, so it's a huge security feature that you should have. So let me log in here. Okay, now I think, let's see there. Now each plugin usually has some settings. So let's go back to plugins here. I don't see the settings here. But if I go down over here to settings, the settings option on this left-hand menu, and I go down to login lockdown, we can get some stuff here. So number of failed login attempts, I can change that if I want. See how the plugins are most of the time they're customizable. There's different settings that you'll have to change or have the option to change. I just leave it at 3. I like the default settings. It locks people out for 5 minutes. You know what? I'm going to lock them out for 30 minutes. Okay, you can do whatever you want. You can lock out different IPs. I'm not going to get into all this detailed stuff because I don't use it, but I'm going to update that. Okay, now my WordPress site, it's not completely secure from hacking, but it definitely eliminates a huge chance of ever being hacked. So that's one plugin I like, Login Lockdown. So write that one down, put that on your site. Another one that I like is disable comments, because if you have a blog or if you have posts and stuff on your website like we do here, then people can leave comments, and it's another door for people to come in and create spam and to hack your site, stuff like that. So what I like to do is disable comments altogether. I don't want people commenting on my website. It's just there's too much maintenance involved with it and too much risk. So there's a plugin called, let's go over here, back to plugins, back to add new, do a search again. This one's called disable comments. And it's this one right here. 900,000 plus active installs. You see why I like this one? Let's install that. Let's activate it. Okay, now, so that gave me some even more security plus less maintenance on my website, blah, blah, blah. But Now, I don't think there are any settings on this one. Let's see. No, I guess there are some settings for disable comments. Yeah, so you can do it on certain types of posts, pages, or just media. I want to do it everywhere. I don't want anybody to be able to leave a comment on my WordPress site because I don't want to have to manage that stuff, delete it, check for spam, that kind of stuff, because there's a lot of spammy blog commenting type stuff going on. So save changes. All right, cool. Now I have disabled comments on my site, so that's another one that I highly recommend you get. Now, those are free. Those are completely free. You can use them. Anybody can use them. And now I'm going to get into some paid plugins that I like that you can use if you want to. So I like to make backups of my website, and there's a plugin called Backup Buddy, and there's lots of different. There's some free ones that are similar to Backup Buddy. I like Backup Buddy because they have a lot of support. Oh, Backup Buddy. I'm just doing a search. Backup Buddy plugin. How's that? Backup Assist. That's another version of it. Okay. So it's iThemes.com is a company that makes this plugin, and it's not free. I pay for it every year to have it renewed, and so I believe I do like the 150 a year, I believe. Unlimited sites. I use it on all my clients' sites and on my sites, of course, and then we make backups so that if my website ever gets hacked into, goes down, the server goes down for whatever reason, I will have I'm going to have to pause this and come right back. Okay, sorry about that little blip there. But anyway, yeah, Backup Buddy, I'm not going to show the exact ins and outs of Backup Buddy. They've got plenty of tutorials and stuff like that when you buy it. But if you want to be able to back up your site, move it around to other domains in the future, just have that extra layer of security of having backups, then I highly recommend you get Backup Buddy through iThemes.com. So there's that one. And next, let's see. Okay, another one that you know what? Actually, I do have another free one I just thought of that I want to show you. There is, if you want to have like a page for reviews, like we've got a customer reviews page where people can actually get on the website and leave reviews. This is different from Yelp and Google reviews and all that stuff. This is just if you want people to put reviews on the actual website. There is a plugin, a free plugin that's pretty cool that is called, let me see, it's called WP Customer Reviews. Oh. This one right here. So you install that. I'll show you how to use this one. Activate it. It's very simple. And you basically set it up to they've changed it a little bit. They've updated it. Sometimes plugins update too, by the way. So what do you want to have on your form when someone leaves a review? I like to have the name. I don't care about their email or their website or a title. Let's save that. Reviews to show per page 10. I'll leave that. I don't need any of that. Okay. Let's see. Now, let's see. I believe we just go to the page that, unless they've changed this, that we want this little plugin feature to appear, and we go edit on the customer reviews page that we created at the beginning, like 5 videos ago, 5 lessons ago. Let's just go edit that as if it's a normal page. Okay. Here we go. And so I want to delete the coming soon. After you install and activate this plugin, it will allow every page will have this extra little box down here that says enable WP customer reviews for this page, and all you do is put a check mark there. Okay. And let's see. Yeah, we want a business format. Lots of extra stuff you can put on here. But let's check it out. Let's check out what this page looks like based on what I just did so far. And you can play with this. Okay, this is basically what we want it to look like. We want to say customer reviews. Now, when they click on create your own review, when a customer does, they can put their name, stars, review, and then check this box and click submit. Okay, that's pretty cool. So let's do a sample one just to show you. So name Joe B. Pretend I'm a client that just had a water damage. You guys came out and fixed it. Mountain Restoration came out and fixed it. I'm happy. I want to leave a review for you guys. I'm going to give you 5 stars. I'm going to say these guys are amazing. They were fast and friendly and did an amazing, or I already said that, did an excellent job. Okay, for example. And now I'm going to check this box to confirm that I'm human so you don't get a bunch of spam coming in. And then you click submit. Okay. Now it says, thank you, your review has been received and will be posted soon. Okay. Okay. Now, in order for that to actually show up on this page, we have to actually go back into the dashboard, go to reviews, and you'll see it pending right here. And when you go to edit, then you can, let's see, how do you approve it? Let me go back one, because I think you can just, oh, I thought you could approve it right here, but I guess not. No. Okay, so it's pending, so it's not going to show up. So we need to change that to the status to, not that. So this is good because now I'm showing you guys how you fumble through plugins a little bit. Okay, so let's say you can always change the if they misspelled something, you can change it in here. It looks just like a page, doesn't it? Like when editing a page. Save as pending, but I don't want it to be pending. Let me pause this, figure it out, I'll be right with you. Okay, I'm back. Had to pause it there. But this kind of stuff is good because plugins change, and so you're going to have to be aware of that. And they're sometimes, they're just written by individuals that are kind of hanging out. A lot of them are just in their house writing these little plugins like programmers. So you have to understand, especially if they're free, that you're going to have to figure some stuff out on some of these. So I figured this one out. So when you go to approve this review, this sample review I put in here, when you click on reviews on the left, you're going to get a list of all the reviews that are pending. And you go to quick edit. Before I was going to edit, this time I'm going to quick edit. And I just changed the status from pending review to published. And then I click update. Now, when I go and look at that page again, this page here, it should appear when I refresh it. So let's see. I'm going to refresh. Okay, there. Now my review showed up there. Okay. So, if you've got 10 reviews, then this page is going to look a lot different than this right now. But you can always send your clients there after you've done some work for them and click on create your own review, and they'll do all this. Now, the cool thing about this plugin is if it's free, and if you were to go out and hire a programmer to write this plugin for you, it'd be thousands and thousands of dollars to write a piece of software that allows people to leave reviews on your website. Would cost thousands of dollars, literally. So that's why plugins are cool, is because you don't have to be a programmer and you don't have to hire a programmer to do a custom piece of software for you. I have done that, and I'm going to show you that in a moment. Also has to do with reviews. But, just so you're aware, you don't have to. If you find a plugin that works for you, you just basically got a free or a low cost way to have a piece of software created for you. All right. So let's see what else I recommend. So sometimes people like to have like forms on their website. I like to have forms on mine so people can like put in their name and email and phone number and submit it. And it comes to my email so that I can contact and respond to people. So how do you get these forms onto a WordPress website? There's several plugins that I recommend. The free ones that I've used can be tricky. They're not easy to use, but they do exist. But if you want to really do it right, go to either Ninja Forms. And the reason I like them is because even though there is, a cost, they've got awesome support. So you can email them anytime. They've got a blog where they're putting new information, and you can make these forms do all kinds of crazy things if you want to get complicated about it. I like to keep my stuff simple, like I always say, but if you want to do some complicated stuff, they will allow for it. That's Ninja Forms. Like, you can accept like payments and all that, hook it up with these different programs and multi-part forms, tons of good reviews from them. I mean, it's just a good company. Same thing with Gravity Forms. Gravity Forms is another good one, but Ninja Forms is one I am recommending if you really want to do have a robust form on your website that has lots of flexibility and options. Okay, so there's that. Another one that you may want to consider is Yoast SEO, and what this allows for is, let's go to plugins. So here's why. Okay, I don't want to get too much into SEO, but this is an SEO plugin that I'll also talk about in the SEO video series. But I just want to touch on this real quick. So if you go to anything other than the home page, like let's go to water damage restoration. Let's go to that page real quick. There's no place to put a unique meta title or meta description on here. So you're just at the mercy of the theme as to how you can do SEO on this specific page, search engine optimization on this specific page. If you add the Yoast SEO plugin, it'll add an area down here that'll allow you to make a unique title, which can be helpful for SEO, for organic SEO. All right, so let's do it real quick. And there's a free version and there's a paid version, like most of them. But let's do it real quick. Let's do it together, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. But first, I wanted to show you what happens normally. Now, it's called Yoast SEO right here. Install now. Now, the Genesis theme that I use has all these features built in, so I don't need the SEO plugin, the Yoast SEO. But if you're using any other theme, you probably will need it. Not guaranteed, but you probably will. Okay, so there's Yoast SEO. It's installed. Now let's go back to that page and see the difference here. Let's go back to the water damage page, the edit screen anyway. And you'll see it added a Yoast SEO box here, and it'll allow me to make this, it'll allow me to change the title that Google sees, basically, and the Google displays. I don't need to have water damage in there twice. Like I said, I'm not going to get into SEO here, but basically, I'm going to type in what I want Google to see. Water damage restoration. That's what I want Google to see right there. I don't want them to see all that other stuff that it automatically put in because of the theme. Once again, we're going back to the limitations of the theme. We're getting a plugin that overrides the limitations of that specific theme. And of course, I want to update it. That may or may not make sense to you if you know anything about SEO. If you watch my SEO series, then you will we'll get deep into that kind of stuff, and you'll understand more. But you might as well have that plugin on there if your theme that you choose doesn't allow for unique titles on each individual page. Okay, so that's the Yoast SEO. One more that I want to talk about is a plugin that I had developed. You're not going to find it on the free stuff here. It's called Easy 5-Star. And what it does, it's another review type plugin. But what it does is, and we include this with all the websites we design, or you can purchase it from us separately at easy5star.com. But basically what it does is it allows, so instead of getting reviews for your your website like this free plugin is that I just showed you, what it does is it allows you to put in your client's email, click send, and it'll automatically send an email to the client that says, how did we do? And then they can click on 1 through 5 stars. If they click on star number 5, it bounces over to your Google or Yelp page so they can leave a review there. If they click on stars 1 through 4, it'll bounce back to your website and say, how can we do better? So that way you're only getting people over to your Google page if they're happy with your service, okay, or your Yelp page, either one. So that's called easy5star.com. It's a plugin that I paid a programming company to develop, and I'm making changes on it all the time, trying to improve it, trying to improve email deliverability, all kinds of fun stuff. But if you're interested in that, then that is for sale at easy5star.com, or just give our office a call and we can get you set up with that plugin. Because Google reviews, Yelp reviews, online reviews like that are off your website are very powerful for conversions, which we will also get into in the next video, which is all about conversion elements. So that's it for plugins, okay? One thing I want to say is I want to caution you against going crazy with all the free plugins out there, because like I said, a lot of them are buggy. If they don't have a lot of reviews or a lot of downloads, then, and even if they do something very cool that looks cool, then you could get yourself into trouble, because it'll open up to, like, sloppy code can open up your website to hackers. You do not want a hacked website, okay? So be careful. Don't get too many plugins that aren't verified. The ones that I just told you about are all verified, all safe, all secure. But just be aware that all of the plugins out there are not. Okay? So that's it for WordPress plugins. And in the next video, so that's really it for the technical how-to stuff for WordPress. In the next video, what I'm going to get into is conversions. Now that we understand how to build a website and make it function the way that we want it to, or as close as possible, now we want to start designing for conversions. Having a beautiful website that looks awesome and just has a little bit of a wow factor and has some cool bells and whistles is great. But what if it doesn't get any phone calls? What if it doesn't trigger people to actually pick up the phone and call you to use your services, book jobs, and make you money? Then what's the point of this website? Having a pretty website doesn't do much if it doesn't convert once people get to it. So we're going to talk about conversion elements. We're going to be talking about trust. We're going to be talking about how to get people to pick up the phone and call you. So I will see you in the next video.